NIO and Li Auto just announced their December 2020 delivery numbers as well as their Q4 2020 delivery numbers. They did much better than everyone was expecting, and I think one of these companies is actually extremely undervalued. I think they both are undervalued long term, but I think one has way more upside in the short term. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly first what Li Auto reported in their December and Q4 report for deliveries. After that, I'm going to go over what NIO reported, how many vehicles they delivered, as well as go over an exclusive interview with NIO's founder and CEO, William Lee Bin, where he talks about specific details of the NIO Day event and where they're going into 2021 and 2022. And finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about which stock I think is undervalued right now, what I'm doing with my positions in these companies, if I'm going to add more, or my thoughts on these numbers as a whole. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michael. I'm a 21-year-old investor, entrepreneur, and full-time college student. The past 30 days, I've made over $175,000 in one of the many investment accounts that I share with you in our private group on Patreon. So if you'd like to know more about what stocks I'm buying and what stocks I'm selling in our $575,000 public investing account, if you want exclusive content that I don't post on YouTube, and if you want pre-release access to my new show called The Stock Room, where I talk about stocks with my 80-year-old friend who's a millionaire investor and entrepreneur, well, then make sure to join our group using the link down below. We have a new episode coming out later tonight. So anyways, Li Auto just announced their December 2020 delivery update, and they delivered 6,126 Li Ones, which is their only model they are currently selling. This represented an increase of 31.9% month over month from November and a 529.6% increase year over year. They're growing at a faster rate than any of the other Chinese EV companies right now, and the company's deliveries for the fourth quarter reached 14,464 total deliveries, which is 67% higher than those for the third quarter, and it was even 20.5% higher than the guidance they gave for their company. So they're doing better than analysts are expecting, better than they themselves were projecting, and that's a good sign. You know, where these companies are priced right now, we need to see them consistently beat expectations, and Li Auto definitely did that this month. Cumulative deliveries for Li Auto is now over 30,000 deliveries, and they've done this in less than 12 months since launching their first vehicle and selling and delivering their first vehicle ever. So they had the fastest timeline ever to this 30,000 total cumulative deliveries mark, which is a very good piece of news as well. So as of December 31st, other news with Li Auto is that the company has 52 retail stores covering 41 cities and 114 servicing centers for their vehicles. So that's going to make it much easier for consumers to buy the vehicles, service their vehicles, and just interact with Li Auto's brand moving forward. So one thing that I really like about Li Auto is that they're delivering more vehicles than XPeng. We don't know XPeng's total deliveries for December yet, but in November, they delivered more than XPeng, and probably in December, they're going to do the same thing. We just need to wait till XPeng comes out. But what that means is that right now, Li Auto, their market cap is right around $25 billion. And compared to XPeng's market cap of around $35 billion, well, Li Auto has a lot more upside in the short term, especially because they're delivering more vehicles than other companies, but their market cap is the lowest out of all three of the Chinese EV companies right now. So in my opinion, I think Li Auto is the most undervalued out of the three EV companies right now in China, out of Li Auto, XPeng, and NIO. So anyways, now on to NIO. NIO also just announced their December 2020 delivery numbers and their Q4 2020 delivery numbers as well. They did much better than anyone was expecting. They delivered 7,007 vehicles in December 2020, which was an increase of 121% year over year. They delivered 17,353 vehicles total in Q4 of 2020, which was also better than analysts were expecting and better than their forward guidance that they gave. They projected that they would do between 16,500 and 17,000 deliveries in Q4, and they actually beat that out of the park. They did 17,353. So they did over 300 vehicles more than their top end estimate. So that is great news. And December was by far the best month they've ever had. The most they had ever delivered prior to this was around 5,300 vehicles. So they went from 5,300 in November to 7,000 7 vehicles in December. So both these were great news. NIO delivered 2009 ES8 models, which is their 7-seater flagship premium smart electric vehicle SUV, 2,493 ES6 models, which is their 5-seater high-performance model, and they also sold 2,505 EC6 models, which is another 5-seater electric coupe SUV. So they still have 3 different vehicles that they're selling. They're planning to announce another one in a couple of days at NIO Day, a sedan they're planning on announcing, and that'll help them compete more with other vehicles in the Chinese market right now. So the CEO of NIO also came out, William Bin Li, and he said that 2020 has been a very challenging year for the whole world, and against all this, NIO has achieved consecutive record highs along the way, closed the year on a high note with a remarkable 7,000 deliveries in December. He explained how these results are attributable to the growing recognition of NIO being a premium brand in the Chinese EV market. He says that people aspire to own NIO vehicles. They are like a luxury brand of the electric vehicle market in China. He said the innovative battery as a service model has shown popularity among their users since its launch, and actually they said in December of 2020, the penetration of the battery as a service model reached over 40% of new orders. So out of all new orders in December 2020, over 40% of these orders opted into using the battery as a service model. So they say this is demonstrating that this model, this subscription model they're doing with the battery, is going to be very competitive. Consumers are accepting it, thinking it's a good idea, it's going to be cheaper for them, and they're actually really taking a liking to this model that they have. And finally, he also came out and hinted at a couple of important NIO Day events that we need to keep an eye out for. And he said that at the 4th NIO Day event in the company's history, which is scheduled for January 9th, 2021, he said they will unveil their new sedan model and share latest developments in autonomous driving and other core technologies. He says that there's a couple of important things they're going to be announcing at this NIO Day event, and they're looking forward to continuing their delivery growth and growth into 2021. So anyways, that's what's going on with Li Auto and NIO. I think personally, Li Auto right now is undervalued significantly. It's delivering close to as many vehicles as NIO, and it's delivering more than XPeng, but its market cap is about a third of the size of NIO, and it is also less than XPeng's. So based on their delivery numbers alone, what they're doing right now, I think they're undervalued. They're only selling one vehicle when other companies are selling multiple types of models. And I think this will really help the company moving forward because as they expand their vehicle lineup, well, they'll be able to sell even more. So anyways, that's what's going on with Li Auto and NIO. I'm going to be purchasing more of them in this coming week. I think they're great buys long term, especially now that we're seeing this consistent growth. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.